Hello, my name is Anna Torelli, and I am making this video, or the videos that I make are actually so I can help people. Suggestions, anything that you can learn from my videos, it would be great. Let's talk about finances on this one. I'm sure that's a hard topic for a lot of people. A lot of us are currently basically living paycheck to paycheck, and the economy, things going up because of COVID, all the things that are going on with our lives right now, it is very expensive, right? So managing your finances is better to be able to build the life that you want. Um, so and I don't mean just managing, I mean like having full control and knowing exactly what you want, what you're saving for, what you are putting money aside for, like emergencies or living well off. It takes time, but with planning and great definitely consistency. So doing things consistently will definitely give you that habit of having better finances and eventually having a better life. So I want to go over some suggestions, things that I do that I decided were completely making it easier for me, and I don't need to be wondering exactly where my bank account is. I can definitely have at least a sense of where I want it to be and then use the money as I need to. So, not always will it be for vacations, sometimes it will be for, let's say, just making sure the kids have everything for back to school or things like that. Uh, so, I wanted to go over my process. First, I do want to mention anything I say here, even though it's for self development, I am coming from the sense of not that anybody is not good enough. That's definitely not where I'm going with this. It's more like I truly believe people have great potential. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from, you definitely have great potential hidden inside you, and being able to bring that out is one way can be definitely to have better finances, right? Being managing your life in such an efficient way. um, so I want to give you some suggestions. Hopefully these will be able to give you a better sense of your finances, as well as a better, not, I don't want to say a better life, but yes, that can be eventually. But I mean in the sense of you are okay. Because having that control over your finances gives you a peace of mind, gives you definitely less worry when it comes to things, or emergencies that come up, or things that you suddenly need to, shell out some money for. So having a better sense of your finances again will definitely help you out, and also build some self-confidence in a way, right? So my process is, I still make some notepads, but you can use anything basically that you want to use. I'll make like little tiny booklets, so, and things like that. These I don't use so much for the finances. The ones that I normally use are the ones that have the binding on the top. So let me give you some ideas. So something like this, where you can dedicate basically one bill per page, and you don't need a lot of space basically, but as long as you keep it simple, it gives you it makes it more simpler definitely, so that way you can just give attention to that one bill at that time and not overwhelm yourself when you see so many bills on a certain list. So a lot of us can get overwhelmed because it's so many things that you have to control, right? But exactly, will having that awareness or having that control and knowing exactly what comes out of your bank account, what goes in, knowing those two things will definitely give you a better sense of your finances. So this is the one that I can use, as well as I made some of these little notepads. So I cut up the background, then just kind of staple together real quick and just glue this on top. So it's basically very simple. This doesn't take a lot of time. And actually, I'll show you a video where I made these two. And it's very easy. You can use those at work as well as anywhere that you would like, in your car or whatever. I also make little tiny ones. I don't use these for the finances because they're kind of small, and also like this one. This is kind of like, yeah, the Minecraft. It was from a backpack that one of my boys had. So I used it. Just as long as you have some hard cardboard that you can just kind of lean on or use as a flat surface for your notes. Or you can even use these little tiny notepads that you just fill out as you want. So any way that you prefer is fine, as long as you are the one keeping track. And if you have one other person that also helps out with the finances, both of you can decide what exact method you prefer, or how easy or simpler it can be between the two of you. So it takes a lot of planning and definitely talking about it, right? But these two things, so having that list of finances, I will show you what exactly the types of spreads I use for those, as well as my monthly calendar. So I always do, I keep a whole list of the month and add all the bills, so you can kind of see as you go. And I will show you definitely how I do it. So let's jump into that, and hopefully this will help you, because that is really my goal. In reality, there is nothing I want to gain from this other than help people become actually a better version of themselves. And if I can do the tiny little things and show you little things here and there, then great. I am very happy if it helps you. So let's move to those spreads, and I can show you real quick how I do it. Okay, so I want to show you, the first thing I do in every notebook is I have a list, and I have a list of everything that is automatic payments. So definitely having all the types of bills that you are, and these are just made up bills. I just wanted to kind of show the process, or basically the simple list, right? And noting exactly the amounts. And also, if you have one that is a week, every week, so like you can even make that yourself, but it just depends on what you prefer. And then I also make sure, and also all the manual payments that you have, that you make yourself in the website or wherever that you have them in. Here's one that I currently use for my credit card. So one of the credit cards that I have, of course, I always notate when it is due, the minimum payment at the top, because that is when I'm going to make sure that gets paid. And if I want to separate it into 4 weeks, or if I want to do, let's say, divide it into 3, divide it into 2, whatever makes it better for you or seems like it would be beneficial would be better. Like also determining when you get paid. Let's say every Friday you get paid, which is great. Then you're able to separate these out better because you have more of a leeway and it's not just one full payment coming out at once, right? So I am also going to show others. This is another one that I used for one of my other credit cards. Now I do have it set up this way, credit card 1 or credit card 2, whatever card you want to call it, Citibank, Capital One, you know, those type of cards that you can have. So for the month, basically this would be the part for this month, March 2024. You notate that you can notate the minimum, the extra payments. So I will also make a video about extra or paying credit cards because that can also be kind of hard to keep up with. But if you keep a system, it makes it a lot better. So again, and I did this for 3 months here. So basically currently we are in May. Of course, now this can just be a setup for every 3 months and you would just save this and, you know, just record it, I guess. I do have another way of keeping track of every single transaction. So I will show you that as well in another video because I do reports on my own bank account just to keep things, making sure or knowing where things come and go from. Okay. So here's another spread that I do. So of course at the top always what is due, the bill, the year. Let's say it's a once a month payment and you're just noting basically the date, the minimum payment or the payment that you did. Sometimes some people will pay a little more and that is fine. And the date that you sent the check, that you paid, that you submitted, whatever is easier for you on that as well. Here's another example of that same concept. You are basically doing what is due and what you actually paid. So of course you're paying extra, right? If you want to record that, you could probably put that on the side, how much was extra, how much was the actual bill, or more than the actual bill. So in the date, let's say, so keeping track of these will give you a better sense of your bill for that amount of time, right? Now you can decide whether to pay less, to pay more, because on bills we definitely can pay more than is due, right? And sometimes, like I will show you in another time, it is better to do that, to pay a little more, even if it's a couple bucks, even if it's whatever it can be, whatever you feel comfortable doing is better. So those are, and also I wanted to talk about the things why you're trying to keep track of things, right? This is the basic formula that I found makes sense when it comes to finances. So you have your total earned. Let's say this is per paycheck. And I'm not talking about, or not including actually, any taxes that went out, anything into Medicare, and anything into like the medical or insurances that you pay before you get taxed. Things like that, don't even worry about. Worry only what comes into your bank account, what is in your pocket for this week, for this month, whatever it is. And then you keep track of the minimum payment on bills. Now, the reason I would say the minimum payment is because you're trying to see where you can get by. You're looking basically for the minimum, right? And then from the minimum, you're looking to where how much more up you can go. So it's kind of like you're just trying to do this into the hump and, you know, just kind of even out depending on exactly how you manage your bills, right? Now, of course, food, that should definitely be a discussion or a thought process, because you want to determine whether it's food only from groceries or food from when you go get takeout or carry out or whatever it's called nowadays. It used to be takeout. But I know some people do keep track or do keep their food from restaurants or, you know, as part of their necessary part of their, you know, month or time or food. So, and I'm just meaning basically whether you go out, it's necessary for you or not. And the extra stuff, which is necessary. So payments to, let's say for car registration, let's say once a year stuff, or let's say other kinds of necessary things that come up. You decide what is going in your bank account that is necessary. So, and then from there, you will find the extra money. So whatever is extra, of course, you can decide to use it as this way. And these are just suggestions. Of course, everybody has different opinions of what their extras should be. But these are just some ideas. So holidays, birthdays, going out, whether it's museums or, you know, just events, or even doing the, the escape rooms or things like that. Materials you need or you want. So electronics, jewelry, clothes, or things that are extra that you want to spend your money on. And even vacations. So having this extra stuff from this extra cash that you would have, you decide whether you can do $10, $10, $10, let's say every week. Eventually you'll have a healthy, depending on how many birthdays or holidays or whatever it is that you celebrate or you use that money for, you can definitely have a little budget for it, right? So that is totally up to you what you decide to put your money into. Now, another thing that I truly believe we should all be prepared for are the emergencies or the extra stuff when it comes to the kids' education. Like, let's say they're going on a field trip. Let's say they need special shoes for whatever they are doing in school all of a sudden, or, you know, the extra stuff. So that can also be considered necessary things, but that is totally up to you whether you want to call it an emergency or a necessary thing that you need in your everyday life. So car repair can be an emergency, anything medical, unexpected bills. So technically these three are the ones that would be emergencies. Of course, you decide what is really an emergency to you and account for those things as well. Anything that can be like that, right? So having a healthy budget definitely will include the extras that you don't think about. Okay, so I want to talk about this spread. This is my monthly spread. Now, of course, I did it in one of these type of pages. I usually have it in a regular spiral notebook. And since those are a little bit bigger than the regular pages, sometimes, depending on what you're doing, is better. So here I have the days of the month, okay? Over here, I am listing all the bills I have. Let's say the same list that you're going through, and I apologize, my stand won't actually hold the phone really well. Let's say this list, you're adding it to here, and you're adding it to the exact date that it would go to. Even the automatic one, once you set up your automatic payments, you notate it on here. And that way you have a sense of what is going out every day. Now, knowing that will give you sort of like a ballpark, because let's say you spend $250 a week for food. Let's say that, okay? Now, if you're doing that, you know that extra $250 is coming out of here, right? This week, and this week, and this week. You don't, so you're kind of keeping track of what is going out as well as what is in there. And over here on this side, so see, I'm just guessing, you know, a $4,000 bank account amount, let's say. This is a guess. I'm not saying my actual bank account number or amount. So you would just record that here as you go. You don't have to do every single day. You would just kind of do the one day of the week that you prefer. So every Sunday, I go over my finances. And that is the day that I will record what is exactly in my bank account, subtract everything that is going out that week, and I have a little bit of a sense of what's going to be my balance for the week after. And you do that, and so on and so forth, and you keep going until basically at the end of the month, you already have a sense of how your bank account is going to have its ups and downs. Over here as well, you would notate, let's say you get $700 every 2 weeks. So basically that would be the 19th technically, and if you do it on the 5th, so 700, and then the week after, you would just do one for the next month, right? So this, as well as having all the bills that go out be notated here, you know exactly what is going out for that week. Again, so just making it simple. This is just a simple spread to have to be able to just keep a sense and be aware of exactly your account. Now, I will show you in another video, which I do reports of what exactly did go out or came into my bank account. And that way I keep better track of what was passed already. And if I don't like what I see already, then I know that I need to work to, let's say, eliminate a certain things or add a certain thing. So I can make decisions by knowing exactly where you are at every month or every week or even for the day. That will give you a better sense of security in your bank account, okay? And having that as well, and knowing exactly when and if you do receive, let's say, or have some fraud going on with your account. So anything, not knowing exactly what is going in and out will give you that exact, you want to say, like, it'll give you the exact moment that it'll happen. Let's say you find it out that same day. Well, great. You're able to call the bank. You're able to call whoever you need to call to get that out of your account, right? The faster you work to resolve any issues that come up with your bank account, your money, the better. Because the banks don't like to go back too much, but they do have that history. Either way, you're giving basically great attention to your bank account. And because, of course, it is yours and you should be the one in control, right? So I just want to mention that part. Now, so my process is very simple. It actually, as I have my notepad with me, I also have my phone with me, and I am doing payments as I need to, as well as making the adjustments as I need to. Let's say I'm having a hard week and I'm moving some money from the savings account to cover what I need to cover. So those kind of things do happen, but it gives you a better sense, and also you're able to make decisions a lot faster. So in order to knowing kind of what to do or what decisions to make that are healthy for your bank account. So I just wanted to mention that I know it is very important to eventually get better. All of us want to get better. So I hope this is really one way that I can assist with that for everybody. Again, these suggestions, I'm free. I'm not requesting anything for them. So I just want to be able to help. And, you know, especially people that need it. Not everybody is knowing how to take care of their bank account, basically. We all run to problems, and we all have problems, right? And knowing how to take care of those problems, especially if it's a financial problem, it gives you a great sense of security. And I truly believe everybody should definitely feel that, because it is a great peace of mind. You don't need to worry about your finances. The more you worry, basically, the more you can make it worse, because you're overwhelming yourself, right? The more we worry and not do anything about it, that's where it can continue as a bigger problem. But even if you worry and you do something about it, then at least you're taking steps to a better way of handling your life, or a better way of living. So again, I truly hope those two things can help you. And in another video that I will make, I will definitely be showing you how to keep track or do expense reports. So that way you can again, make decisions and have a better sense of your bank account. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I truly thank you for being here. I hope that these two suggestions at least can give you a better sense, or a better, hope for yourself as well, and for others, if you want to help others as well. So I wish everybody a great day, and thank you for being here. I appreciate it very much.